Good morning. It is day 103 and we have just left the campsite. It is 7:30 and today's going to be a shorter day. We think it's going to be 14 and a half, but you know that can always change. We have a lot of ridge walking today. I don't think we're going to experience anything we did yesterday, and hopefully we're not going to experience me hitting the ground anymore today. So we will take it as we come. Let's get on the trail and get going. Starting off with a little rock scramble today. It looks like they place these rocks in these orders. I can't imagine how heavy that would be, but this is what our trail looks like right now, and it's pretty cool. Just received some trail magic here, and nice person offered help if anybody needs it. We're scrambling a little bit today. Finally have some level ground where I can actually pull the camera out. We have had lots of rocks this morning, and after those falls yesterday, I'm not willing to risk it. So we are going to Sam's Gap. There's some water caches there supposedly, and we've got our fingers crossed that there'll be some trail magic there. So looks like a beautiful day. Not a lot of people on the trail. I think we've crossed paths with 3 people going the other direction, and that's been about it. Oh my gosh. And then, yes, that's awesome. We just left Sam's Gap, and there was a water cache on both sides of the road, and Shelly, Zeke's wife, was there doing some trail magic, and we were able to sit, have a cold drink, and a bag of chips. I had 2 bags of chips, and visit with her for a little bit. She also shuttled us on the way into the Shenandoahs. I think so. And so it was really good to see her again. And shout out to her for giving us some trail magic just when we needed it, because we were looking for a little bit of a break right there. So perfect timing. So if I get a chance, I will introduce her next time to the channel and let you guys see who I'm talking about. So we are heading to the next gap, which is 8 miles from Sam's Gap. And I think we are going to set up our tents in the lawn of a motel. And they allow that. And then we'll have access to some water, which would be amazing. And so we've been set up okay with the water situation, with having those 2 caches and then going to the motel tonight. So I think it's going to work out just fine. And we also saw the Florida boys today too. They were at the Trail Magic with Shelly. So they're ahead of us, and I don't know where they're headed tonight, but we are continuing north and taking it one step at a time. You kind of have to with all these rocks. This is beautiful. Nice break from the rocks for sure. Although there are rocks I have to pay attention to. because those are the little boogers that get me. Just sharing a little bit of the trail. I think we might stop at the shelter before we go all the way to the gap. That might be our lunch spot for the day. We are turning into Kirk Ridge Shelter. No. Which shelter are we doing? We're doing Leroy Smith Shelter. And then we will carry on to Wind Gap, which is 4.6. So we have less than 5 miles to go. And we haven't had any bouldering since we stopped at Sam's Gap for that trail magic. So that's been super nice. And we're going past these power lines to hit the shelter. We are headed down to get some water from the shelter, and I feel like we're walking into another state. It's such a long walk. But we are staying at the campsite and not the hotel, and there isn't any water between here and there, and there's not any water there. So we need to make sure that we have enough water to last until tomorrow when we get into town. And I think that's it's gonna be like a 17-mile hike. So and it's mostly downhill, which is such a bonus. We still haven't found the water, and it has been a hot minute, but I do have one full bottle, and that could last me through tomorrow morning, but then I would need to figure out a way to get water. I guess we could walk into Water Gap and go to that hotel and fill up, but I don't know. I don't know how much further we're gonna walk before we decide to turn back around. And I had 2 full bottles of water because I thought we were gonna stay at the hotel, and then we changed our mind and decided that we were gonna stay at the campsite. But I gave 1 bottle of water to the Florida boys because they were almost out and they're going into town. So now I only have 1 bottle of water. So no good deed goes unpunished, right? Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just walking. Well, we walked all the way down there, and the spring was dry. So I have 1 bottle that will have to hold me until tomorrow. And then hopefully when we go back into that gap tomorrow, we can fill up on water to get us to Delaware Water Gap. I think we're Wind Gap. It won't get into Wind Gap tomorrow. Or maybe there'll even be trail magic and we can fill up water there. Who knows? It is yet to be determined. So now we're headed out of the shelter, and we have 3.4, is that right? To the tent site. And that's where we're gonna hunker down for the night. Delaware Water Gap, our goal for tomorrow. Well, there's our campsite right there. We got here probably about 2 hours ago and set up. And then we were lucky enough to have moonshine and too far give us a little bit of water to hold us off over until tomorrow. We are about to call it a day today. It is only 10 to 6 and I'm ready to go to sleep. It was a tough day today, and it wasn't even a tough climb. A lot of rocks we had to watch over, but I was just tired. I don't know if it's from yesterday or the heat today. Maybe I didn't drink enough water. Could have been. But I was wiped out. I was glad to get to the campsite. And we got there pretty early and set up our bear hang It's right there. I just went ahead and hung it up. And tomorrow we have right around 16 miles, a little more than 16 miles to get to Delaware Water Gap, where we will stay at the church hostel tomorrow night, and then we'll get back on the trail and we'll be in New Jersey. So today was warm. We had a lot of rocks to walk over, but not the boulders. And didn't get a chance to video too much because I was so focused on making sure I wasn't going to trip and fall again. But my knees are pretty bruised up, but they're functional, which is good. And everything else is great. So excited about getting into Delaware Water Gap tomorrow, and excited about getting into New Jersey on the next day. So I hope you all had a great day today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the morning, ready to get on the trail and keep on heading north. So see you later. Peace out. Bye. Well, it's 7:30 and I'm sitting in my tent. I was editing the video and checking in the weather, and it looks like we're going to have a big storm come through tonight, and we should be getting rain. It looks like partial rain tomorrow and the next day, and then 4 days of rain. So that will definitely help the water sources, I would think. And I'm not sure what that's going to do as far as our hiking goes, as far as what kind of terrain we're going to be in, because we won't be in Pennsylvania anymore. But I did hear that New York and New Jersey both had a lot of rocks, so I don't know how different that's going to be than Pennsylvania. But I am hoping that the rain is going to cool things off a little bit and increase the water flow on in the water sources, because all of them are dry. And like tomorrow, there won't be a water source from here until 15 and a half miles, and that's like a mile before we get into town. So unless there is a water cache at one of the roadsides, we will. And we're going into Water Gap, not Wind Gap, tomorrow morning first thing. It's like a mile and a quarter or something like that. We'll go in there and load up on our water, but that'll be all the water we have until we get to that 15.5 mark or till we get into town. So we should be okay, but the water's been really scarce, and it's been amazing how many people have stepped up and been leaving coolers of water and jugs of water at the waysides and stuff like that. So I just can't. It's just amazing, the people that step up and help out all the thru hikers. So I don't know if any of those people are watching, but we sure do appreciate your help, and we'd be lost without you. So I know I already said good night, so I'm going to say it one more time. I hope you guys had a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Peace out.